Good morning. Here's the Breville Barista Express BES860. As you saw in the photo, this is in good condition. It is a used machine, so it does have some scratches around the front, some small dents. But really, it's in for the age. I think it's well maintained, and I've just finished cleaning and servicing the machine. Absolutely no issues on the inside. So it'll be working like new. It just has the the part of the handle here missing, the silver part. That's why it's cheap. Otherwise, it's a fully functional machine. So yeah, let's make a coffee on it. I'm going to be making my morning double shot latte. So I'm going to start with warming the machine up. You can warm the machine by leaving it on for 10 or 20 minutes. It'll warm the top lid, the handle, the group head. But if you want to warm it up quickly, you can just run a blank shot. So without any coffee in the handle, just press the double button, let's say, just to rinse things and warm them up with the hot water. So run hot water through the system. Alright, so do this once or twice and the machine should be nice and hot. Let's take out the portafilter. You want to make sure to dry it before grinding, so that when you grind the coffee, it comes out nice and flat. This is the double basket. The machine also comes with a single. These are the pressurized baskets, so they are dual wall. They're quite easy to use. You don't have to be very specific in terms of how much coffee to put in and what grind size to use. They will give you pressure, good pressure, regardless. So for a beginner, these are really good. But if you want in the future, you can upgrade the basket to a single wall. Shouldn't be much to upgrade really. But yeah, so let's test the beans. So I've got nice fresh beans. It's important to use fresh beans, otherwise the coffee will come out with very little crema and a sour taste. So that's important. I've got the grind size on number 12 here. The grind size is not as important if you're using the pressurized baskets, but I'm going to still keep it at a good grind size. So I think grind size number 12 will give you good coffee. If the coffee comes out too slow, make it finer. And if it comes out too slow, make it coarser. And if it comes too quick, make it finer to slow it down. But yeah, let's test number 12 and see if that's suitable or not. Again, it doesn't have to be exactly right every time. I've got the grind amount at about 12 o'clock up here. Filter size on double because this is the double basket. And this double basket takes about 16-17 grams of coffee. So let's put 17. I'm going to use my scale to measure that. If you don't have a scale, that's fine. I can still show you how to get the correct amount. Alrighty. So it looks like we have a bit too much coffee. Let's see. That's 18 grams. So I'm going to dial it back. Let's say 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock position should give you about 17 grams. You can test that at your own time. But anyway, the way to know if you have enough coffee is to just scrape off the excess. Before you tamper, just scrape off the excess. Flatten it with your finger like that. That should be about 16-17 grams. Yeah, that's exactly 16 if you flatten it like this. Let's tamp it down. I'm not going to push it to 17. 16 is okay. Take out the tamper. Make sure you press nice and firmly. Again, if you want to know that you have the correct amount of coffee, just look at the depth of the tamper. So The depth at the moment is the same depth as this silver cap, and that's indicative of the correct dose. So if you have the correct dose, the tamper will only go as deep as the silver part. So if you're in a hurry, or if you don't have a scale, you can just look at this, or just remove the excess like that and press it down. Make sure you only press on a flat surface and not on a mound of coffee. So it needs to be flat before you tamp. But yeah, it's nice and flat now. It's even on all sides. I think there's no gaps. And I'm going to clean the edges before locking in. All the way to the right, or maybe at least in the middle. If you don't tighten it, it might just come off or leak. So go at least in the middle or a bit to the right. That's okay. This is the hot water. I'm going to remove that now. I'm going to add a bit of sugar. Just going to get some hot water from my other machine. Yeah, so that's 16 grams of ground coffee in. I want to double that in terms of liquid coffee, liquid espresso. So I want 32 grams out. So I'm going to aim for 32 grams. And I'm going to use this button, the double button. These buttons are actually programmable. You can make them whatever length you want. So if you like a shorter coffee or a longer coffee, it's up to you really. So the way to program is pretty easy. I'm going to do that now. Again, like I said, I'm going to use my scale to measure the output, so 32 grams is what I'll be aiming for. So the way to program is to press the program button, then the button you want to program, and then press it again to stop and save that length. So pay attention to two things when you're making the coffee, like the pressure gauge. You want it to be in the grey zone, up here, around 11 o'clock, 10 o'clock. Let's say 10 to 12 is perfect. And the flow should be nice and smooth, not too quick, not too slow. So program. And you want it to happen around 20 seconds for that. Okay, that was 15 seconds. It's a bit quick, but we still got good crema. And I think the flow is symmetrical. Yeah, that's 33 grams. It was a bit too quick, so maybe next time I can try grind size number 14, let's say, grind size number 14, and see how you go. But look, the most important thing is the taste. If it tastes good, go for it. Keep it at those settings. It doesn't have to be exactly 20 seconds or exactly, let's say, 16 grams. It's up to you really, whatever tastes good. And this tastes good, so I'm going to keep it there. Yeah, let's steam some milk. So this is a latte, so I'm going to fill my milk jug about halfway. So this machine comes with a stainless steel jug. I'm going to keep that clean on the side. I'm going to use my own milk jug just to demonstrate. I'm going to fill it halfway with cold full cream milk. So as you see, it takes about 10 seconds to start steaming, but I forgot to turn it off. Once you hear the pump, it's pretty much full pressure. So I'm going to turn it off now. And then put my wand inside the milk at an angle and close to the surface. Keep spinning the milk in a vortex to kind of mix it up as you steam. The depth of the wand, like how deep you put it inside the milk, will determine how much froth you get. So if you like very bubbly cappuccinos, maybe you want to keep it close to the surface. But if you like your latte nice and smooth, maybe not as close to the surface, you know. And I'm going to stop it now when it's too hot to touch. Which is about there. Very important, just give it a purge before you let it cool down. Just to clean the inside of any milk. And also give it a wipe with a wet towel. It will now cool down to espresso mode. Once you see the buttons light up, that means it's ready to make another espresso shot. So it's pretty smart. You don't have to cool it down manually. It'll cool down on its own. Yeah, like I said, make sure you clean it well. The wand will get really hot, as you can imagine. The sooner you clean it, the better, because the milk will stick on there forever if you don't wipe it off daily. Very nice. I'm gonna knock the jug on the table just to break any air bubbles. And then I'm gonna swirl it around to mix it up. I'm gonna do this a couple times until the surface of the milk is nice and smooth, almost like wet paint. Very nice. It's more of a cappuccino, honestly, looking at the texture of the milk. But yeah, it looks really nice. Let me show you. I try to practice my latte art every day, just I can't succeed, but I'm sure you will if you do some practice. Or a barista course. This is supposed to be a heart, but it didn't really work out because, like I said, this is a bit too foamy, so this is probably a cappuccino more than a latte. But anyway, it looks great, and I'm sure you'll be able to make much better coffees with it. Thanks for watching, and if you have any questions, feel free to message me. Cheers.